Hi, guys. Welcome to Rise and Inspire.
I love that song.
I know. It's a good beat. Thanks. We can all thank my cousin, Brandon James. Look him up, Under a World for You. Has awesome music. The best guitarist I'll ever come across. Seriously. So talented.
Yes, we got to put that on our to-do list to go see him.
Yes, definitely.
So we're talking about my favorite subject today.
I know, right? More. I was gonna say I don't think the guys will be as excited for this one. So if you guys get creeped out, just keep moving along here.
We'll see you again next week.
That's it. Come back next week.
So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Darcy Burke. I go by Darcy Elizabeth most of the time, and I am a health coach. I'm working to come towards a functional medicine health coach with all those trainings. And really, Kelly and I just are here to inspire others to take care of their health. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Kelly Lanou. You normally find me under Kelly Patricia, but yeah, that's exactly what we do. We're health coaches, I guess you would say, and we just like to help and learn as much as possible and then help other women try to live their best lives the healthiest way possible because you get one body, one life. Let's make the best of it.
So true. And that's the thing. And, you know, a lot of stuff is based off like the man gene. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of like meal plans, workouts, all that kind of stuff is based off the man gene. And it's really good to take in effect the women who we have a lot more hormones, a lot more other things going on.
Yeah. So today we talk about all the hormones.
Don't.
You know, also, yeah, I'll explain a little bit. Yeah, definitely. Darcy's definitely the information girl. She's done her research. She takes the courses. This is her topic. She knows all about it. I am, you know, we're both not doctors here, but she does have enough information to help teach us all. I know I've had to do some learning. Us as women, you guys, we do the health and fitness thing. So it's a lot of girls just think it's just all about working out or, you know, working on them, maybe fixing some of your food. But really what it comes down to is knowing the bodies that we live in, who we are, how they react to things. There's so many different things going on that you can do a lot with nutrition. It's a huge part in everything. Exercise helps, but hormones is another thing. Is just learning about it can really help you guys understand yourselves better and why we feel the way we feel certain times of our whatever, and then why we crave and eat the things that we want to eat and crave.
Yeah. So the thing about hormones, the reason I found such a big interest in it is one, I got my thyroid removed. I had thyroid issues for about 10 years, and then they ended up taking my thyroid out. And the thyroid is a huge hormone in both man and females, but it does play a big role in a lot of females when it comes to metabolism, their cycle, their mood, their energy level. There's so many factors when it comes to your thyroid. And anyone that has dealt with thyroid disease or inadequate thyroid levels, you know that you don't feel your best. When your thyroid hormone's out of whack, you don't feel your best. And actually, there's so many more people that have a thyroid issue that don't know about it because I don't feel like it's talked about enough or it's overlooked. Like they're like, okay, yeah, your levels aren't very good. Let's just put you on medicine.
Right.
And, you know, I'm here to tell you that I am on medicine. I will be on it forever, obviously, because I don't have a thyroid. But even if I still did, I do think medicine does help. It gives you that TSH that you need. But there's so many other factors that we can take into play in our life, in our food, in our mindset, and really just, as Kelly said, getting to know our bodies.
Yeah.
because that's the thing, right? So like we have a whole bunch of hormones. Obviously, we're not going to talk about them all today because Kelly and I are actually going to be doing a happy hormones group coming up in November where we'll dive deep into like each one of those. But today I want to talk about like some of the more common ones, the thyroid, the outside factors like birth control, and then something that I've recently come across is cycle syncing, where it's, you know, different points in your cycle, you have different hormones going on, different things that would work better for your body.
Yeah, definitely. I've come across that. I don't even know or didn't know that there were so many different types of hormones. So many. I mean, and it just really can affect everything, like the way that we feel, the energy level, the weight gain, just like, you know, how all the systems in your body functions, your mood, just all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the thyroid hormone, why it's really common, like women notice it, is because it does fluctuate your weight a lot, right?
Yeah.
So if you have hypothyroidism, that means you're not getting enough thyroid hormone. So that's when you're like slummish, you're gaining weight, you're losing hair. That was the worst part for me. Losing hair, and you just, you know, you can't like get out of your own way and you're grumpy. So for me, what made me notice that I end up having hypothyroidism at age 15, I got diagnosed, was I gained 20 pounds in 2 months.
Yeah.
That's first up when you're 15 years old. That's
yeah, you're like, why is this happening to me? What's going on?
Yeah.
Why is my body reacting like this?
Yeah. So that is where a lot of people see hypothyroidism. And then hyperthyroidism is the opposite, where you have too much thyroid hormone and you're like, I've actually had it where they have overprescribed me too much TSH, and you're like ready to party. You don't want to sleep. Your eyes start bugging out. You lose weight, which, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, that sounds great. But your anxiety like is to the roof, out of control, and like you can't get out of your own way. So I think that's why, like, you know, people hear a lot about thyroid. A lot more people are realizing they do have a thyroid problem. And like all these hormones are different, but they kind of all intertwine, right?
Yeah, that's definitely something that I was learning. Well, when I was learning, I'm like, well, they all kind of just go right back into each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And like one analogy that I really like to like think about is when it comes to nutrition and your hormones, why does it play such a big factor? Well, a lot of the same cells that are in your gut are in your thyroid.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, if your gut health is not in check, those cells are, you know, upset, things aren't going the right way it should be. And those exact same similar cells are also in your thyroid. So like some people recommend cutting out gluten, dairy, whatever it may be that works for them to get their hormones back in check.
I definitely heard that gluten is something, gluten, grain, sugar, like that stuff will affect your thyroid.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And before I got my thyroid out, I thought I wanted to try to heal it naturally without medicine. Yeah. And I do think that you could do it. Like, I really think you could do it. Mine was too late in the stages to be showing up.
Yeah,
you know, and I did notice it stopped growing. So like the masses stopped growing as much when I did cut out gluten.
That makes sense though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The book, The Medical Median, it's called The Thyroid Healer. That's such a good book if anybody's at that point where they want to try to naturally heal their thyroid or just have a better lifestyle approach to help with your thyroid and all.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense because you can reset your hormones by nutrition.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Because those same things, the same cells that are, you know, in your thyroid that is functioning, everything are same in your gut. So another thing is that it literally goes from the thyroid hormone is literally like it goes from your brain to your thyroid to your gut that ends up making everything move the way it should be, right?
Right.
So when if your gut is not healthy, there's going to be a lot of other things on the other side that aren't going to work as well.
That makes so much sense. The good thing is your thyroid can be controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you cannot not live with thyroid hormone, but you can live without the thyroid. So like I'm example.
Yeah, that's so good to know.
When the day came that I had to get mine out, I was scared. I thought like I was going to gain a whole bunch of weight. Because if you ever go on Google when you got to get a thyroidectomy, you're going to be like, oh my God. Yeah. I kept pushing it out until literally it was hitting my windpipe. Like it had to come out. But here's the thing.
Yeah, I feel that 13 centimeters later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's think about Kelly too. We just kept pushing out surgery like we had a choice here.
Don't do it, people.
Just get it done.
Yeah, know what's happening and get it done.
And as you know, Kel, after something like that, after a major surgery like that you had, that I've had, your hormones are in balance.
Yes.
You start to feel a little crazy?
I'm actually super fortunate. They were going to put me on a hormone medicine after my surgery. But I got to keep one of my ovaries, therefore they didn't think it was necessary. So, that's, I'm not a medicine lover. So if it's something that I can avoid or, work around, I'm going to try that option first. So, yeah.
Most definitely. And that can bring us right into our next topic that everybody is always asking about, and that's birth control.
Yes, there we go.
Right. So birth control, a lot of times, there's people that are for it, people that are against it. But a lot of times why it does such an impact on women's body is it is literally adding a hormone into your body, right? Right. So with that additional hormone, sometimes everything else can kind of get out of whack, or like the birth control hormone, sometimes people gain weight.
Yeah. That's what I only have been on birth control in high school. And I was like, oh my God, I got to get off this. Like I was already overweight as it is. And then I'm like, I don't know if I was using the pill as an excuse, but I'm like, no, I'm gaining even more weight. It's got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, it's
so hard. It's such a hard area to judge and know what's going on. Right. And it's crazy because there's like 100 million women in the world just on birth control. Like that's a lot of women who take birth control. I mean, there's so many different options, and it's like 60% of them take it to help. They think it'll help, or it can help regulate or control like the PMS, the cramps, the heavy bleeding, your acne. But it's really good to find out the different types and what they do to you and why they're doing that. Because it's medication.
And that's, you brought up a huge controversy point of people like, it helps with my acne. It helps with my cramps, my cycle. But if you have your other hormones in check, if you're eating healthy, right, if you're moving your body, work on that mindset, all those sort of things, you're going to notice that you don't have those breakouts like crazy, right?
Right.
I don't know about you, Kel, but when you eat a whole bunch of chocolate, a couple days later, how's your face looking?
Yeah, a little breakout here, a little breakout here. Just junk in general.
Right, because it's your body responding.
Yeah.
And does it help? Yes, it does. But you got to think of
my mood.
You got to think of all the things it's affecting.
All the different factors.
When I'm on birth control, I'm grumpy.
Yeah.
I'm irritable.
Yeah. Big mood swings.
Yeah. And if you are somebody that is struggling with a thyroid hormone imbalance, make sure you're really paying attention to your thyroid hormone imbalance along with what birth control you're taking. Because I have had that same situation where it was actually making my thyroid worse than without having it.
So, birth control, there's pills, like I said, I haven't been on it since high school, so there's pills, there's patch, there's a ring, the IUD, an implant of some sort. And they all, they all do different. The thing, I guess what's in them is all different, because I've been told, like, yes, the IUD works, but stuff can happen with that. I've had many friends tell me some pretty horrific stories that happen. So, I mean, I guess you have to really decide, if you're going to get on it, what it's all about.
Yeah, and just be more aware of like the amount of hormones in it. So
yeah,
one option that I hear about a lot that's like really good is the copper IUD. And the reason a lot of people recommend that one is because there's no additional hormones.
Isn't it the least used?
It's the least used, but it's the one that has the least amount of hormones.
I wonder why. Yeah. Because there's no money in being healthy, you guys. No money in being healthy anywhere.
No. Yeah. So like, here's the thing. Pharmacies are not going to make money if we're all healthy and don't need the medicine, right?
Right.
Just saying. Just putting it out there.
Yeah. So our bodies naturally have periods, right? Our bodies are naturally supposed to do this. And here, some women get on it to like stop their period, and our bodies are supposed to do that. We were not born to have to take that medication for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? We weren't born for that. Our bodies are naturally supposed to do that. And that's why other things go wrong when we have to take certain medications that we weren't born on this earth to do.
Yes. And like literally, that is where cycle syncing comes into play, where you're working with your body instead of against it. So with cycle syncing, normally you're not on birth control, right? You let your body do the natural process. The natural process of having, your period. You have your different stages. And within those stages, there's stuff that we're going to talk about in our group, our hormone group, where in those stages, what you can do for workouts, what you can do for nutrition. And, a lot of times us women are really pressured to push through your period. Like, you're tough. You don't let that pain get to you. But on those days where you don't feel like, doing a really heavy weightlifting program, that's your body telling you it needs something a little slower.
Yeah, don't do it, guys. Listen to your body. We're not here to punish ourselves. We're not here like you have to press hard 24/7. Our bodies crave, certain sweets for a reason. This is a natural part of being a woman, and we just have to figure out why and how to get through it better, like healthier.
Yes. Yeah. So that is what Kelly and my goal is for the Happy Hormone group. It's going to be an 8-week group. And we're going to give you, all the knowledge that we have on it. We're going to tell you different books to read, give you materials, all that kind of stuff. But we're really going to help you figure out your body, your hormones, and like the symptoms, like what's something in your body that you don't like. Is it something from a hormone imbalance?
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
And like when one of my clients comes to me and they're doing everything, they're doing nutrition, they're doing their food, they're doing their workouts, they're doing everything they can. One thing I always look at, I'm like, have you ever got your thyroid levels tested?
And it's not something that the doctors are just going to put out there. Let me tell you, because Darcy, she's informed me on that specifically. And I had some issues before I knew about that mass inside me. And before surgery, I was having all these issues. And I'm like, okay, well, let's check my thyroid levels, and you specifically told me to ask for 3 different tests. You guys, my doctors were not going to do it. They're like, no. You don't need to, blah, 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 blah. They tried to do anything that they could to persuade me not to get it done.
Yes. So those 3 tests she's talking about is a TSH test, a T3, and T4. Those are the 3 strands of the thyroid hormone. And the reason that I always get all 3, I'm like that, I am that client that comes in, they're like, here she is again.
You gotta know.
not only do I always ask for those 3 strands, I know what my numbers should look like. And if you are a female and you do not have a thyroid, or even if you do have a thyroid and you are in childbearing years, you need to get checked. You need to get it checked frequently because I am very lucky, but when I got pregnant, it was right after my thyroidectomy, and my levels, I had to beg them one day to take them because I knew my body, I knew something was wrong. They're like, it's fine. And I said, I need this test.
Yeah.
And good thing I did. Because if I kept going into hypothyroid to a point, I may not be able to carry miles.
Right.
So it's really good to, like, you can be on your doctors. You're paying them.
Yeah.
Just remember that. You're the client. Right. So you ask for whatever test you want.
Yeah. And I did. And I like stood my ground. And I'm like, listen, I don't care. I'm here for a reason. Give me the dang test and we're going to get through this together. We're going to find a new doctor.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And like, we're not doctors, obviously.
Right.
But we do also like to be more knowledgeable in that area and with our bodies.
You need to know your body because we tried to brush everything underneath the rug to be like, okay, well, if I can still keep eating this junk and be fine because it's only going to make me be larger. Not necessarily nutrition, but it can affect so much stuff, and not just nutrition, but knowing about your hormones and all the different stuff, and about, cycle syncing and the different phases and all the things. It's so good to know because you can understand your moods better and the way you're feeling physically, mentally, all the things, and just know you're not that crazy person, oh, I'm a female, I'm crazy. Yeah, but let's find out why your mood is like that and why your energy level is like that. And that'll help you, not be so hard on yourself too, I think, once you understand what's going on, not just in your workouts or your eating, but because you know more about your body.
Right. And if you have ever been somebody that has suffered with hormone imbalance for a long time and you start to get a taste of what it's like to actually feel good and be in tune and know what the heck's going on, you are going to be like, oh my gosh. Wow. I think about this myself. I got diagnosed at 15 years old. It wasn't until I was 23 that I started researching my thyroid, right? Yeah. It was literally, I was 23 and I was like, I'm going to start researching my thyroid. All of a sudden, I, realized that nutrition was a huge factor, lost 30 pounds. Okay. Yeah. And I feel like I am so much more in tune with myself and able to help other females with thyroid because I've done a lot of research. I've done some personal experience, where I have done certain different tricks that they say works, and I see if it does work for me, all that kind of stuff.
Well, everybody's different. And I always say that everybody's different. So how can we put all these women on the same medicine? You know what I mean? Everybody's different. I say that. And then I always say everybody's different, but every body reacts differently too. So we have to, depending on who you are and how your body reacts, it's different for everybody. So we just have to figure that out so you feel your best self.
Right. So yeah, I'm super excited for our hormone group coming up. We have spots left.
Yes,
and this is the first one. This is our first one, me and Kelly together.
Yeah, it's gonna be
so not only do you get all the all the hormone training, the course platform, the accountability group, but you also get 2 coaches.
Right. There we
go. 2 coaches.
Here we are. Maybe a couple guest speakers,
Yeah, we got a couple guest speakers, and we're just ready to really help you get your hormones in check before the new year. How cool would it be to accomplish some goals before the first got here?
Feel good on the first of the year. So instead of being oh my gosh, it's the first of the year, I have to have all these new goals and things to do. Let's feel good going into 2021, knowing that everything has been so crazy lately.
Right.
Careful what I say.
Yeah.
I'm
positive guys for 2021. But yeah, I think we just want to touch lightly on some hormone things.
There's so many, we're going to dive so much deeper. Sorry.
There's so much more hormones to like go over, certain things that you can do and look out for, which we're going to dive into in our group.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Kel, where can they find you?
All right. So Kelly, EY_Patricia. And that's on Instagram and Facebook.
And you can find me at darcyelizabeth.co on Instagram, and then just Darcy Elizabeth on Facebook. And you can always check out my website too, which will also have the link for here. So if on Tuesdays you want to jump on live with us, just go to darcyelizabeth.co, the website, and if you go all the way to the bottom, you will see Kelly and I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check it out, guys.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you have any further questions about our group, about hormones or anything like that, reach out to Kelly or I.